Alright folks, grab your popcorn and settle in, because today I'm taking you on a wild ride through the weirdest laws in the USA. You won't believe some of these actually exist. Let's start with Alabama. Did you know you can't play dominoes on Sundays? And no fake mustaches in church if they cause laughter. Moving on to Alaska, whispering during moose hunting. Big no-no. Plus, don't even think about driving with your dog tethered to your car. Arizona, get this, no donkeys in bathtubs. Also, leave those saguaro cacti alone, they're protected. In Arkansas, mispronouncing the state's name is illegal. And no hunting bears from airplanes. Thank goodness. California has some gems too. You have the right to sunlight for drying your laundry, but no whistling for a lost canary before 7 a.m. Let the birds sleep. In Colorado, it's illegal to drive a black car on Sundays in Denver. Seriously. Connecticut has a unique law: pickles must bounce to be considered safe to eat. And no feeding pigeons on the streets. In Delaware, whispering in church is banned and driving blindfolded. Well, obviously. Florida's got its quirks too. Unmarried women can't parachute on Sundays and no off-key singing. Save your neighbor's ears. Georgia prohibits tying a giraffe to a telephone pole and impersonating a minister. Respect is key. Hawaii says no to coins in your ears and annoying birds in public parks. Idaho, no fishing from a giraffe's back, and no rabbit shooting from moving vehicles. Illinois bans spitting on sidewalks and sleeping in refrigerators. Indiana says no to shooting your neighbor's chickens and keeping a pet skunk, probably for the best. Iowa bans banjo playing after sunset and swimming naked in public. Common decency, folks. In Kansas, no serving wine in teacups and no fishing for whales. Kentucky has rules about not marrying your first cousin and no carrying concealed weapons on Sundays. In Louisiana, don't send surprise pizzas and sing on key, please. Maine, no feeding seagulls from your car and no impersonating a clam. Maryland, no hunting woodcocks from airplanes and don't park on cemetery lawns. Massachusetts bans pigs in bathtubs and driving while blindfolded. Michigan says no camels on highways and outdated haircut permissions. Minnesota, no feeding stray dogs and no wild pets. Mississippi, no wrestling bears and no shooting at rabbits from moving vehicles. Missouri bans backyard giraffes and playing cards on Sundays. Montana, no feeding coyotes after dark and no shooting at road signs. Nebraska, no sleeping in haystacks and no pet skunks. Nevada, no impersonating fire marshals and no wild pets. New Hampshire, no feeding pigeons and no skunk pets. New Jersey, don't fall asleep in cheese factories and no changing clothes in cars unless necessary. New Mexico, no sleeping under barbershop chairs and no wild pets. New York, no feeding pigeons and no wild pets. North Carolina, no drunk bingo and no wild pets. North Dakota, no feeding stray dogs and no wild pets. Ohio, don't run out of gas in Youngstown and no wild pets. Oklahoma, no shooting buffalo from hotel windows and no wild pets. Oregon, no feeding seagulls and no wild pets. Pennsylvania, no feeding pigeons and no wild pets. Rhode Island, no feeding seagulls and no wild pets. South Carolina, no wild pets and no feeding seagulls. South Dakota, no falling asleep in cheese factories and no wild pets. Tennessee, sharing Netflix passwords could be illegal and no wild pets. Texas, no naked swimming in public and no wild pets. Utah, no feeding seagulls and no wild pets. Vermont, no painting horses and no wild pets. Virginia, no pretending your parents are rich and no wild pets. Washington, don't expose others to contagious diseases and no wild pets. West Virginia, no feeding seagulls and no wild pets. Wisconsin, no feeding seagulls and no wild pets. And there you have it, the weirdest laws in the USA. Which one do you think is the craziest? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more fun facts and quirky content. See you next time.